Hello and welcome back to Footy Talks Pod, the greatest football podcast on the internet. It's actually factually correct. We did a survey and everyone came back out, 7 billion people, and said it was fantastic. My name's James and I'm here with Josh and Toby today, the usuals. Last week we did a football quiz, mainly based around England, and today I've got what I'm titling the most difficult football quiz of all time. We're looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Don't think so.
Yeah, we'll see how this goes. Our football expertise might be put to the test, and we might come up with something terrible. But
I thought, what's the better way to end the worst international break ever than a really just terrible football quiz where you're going to know none of the answers? So I thought, all or nothing, and just go hard on it.
Brilliant.
So if I get one right, I might be a bit happy.
Yeah. So I don't know how many points it is total. I couldn't be bothered with the maths. But listeners, if you want to leave something in the comments, how many do you get or anything like that, listen along, let us know. And we'll start off. So first question, how many of the last 10 Sunderland managers have lost to Newcastle?
Oh my God. Who are the last?
So this is proper big guess. I probably couldn't tell you the last 10 Sunderland managers. I just was looking at this and I was hang on, they've not been around for a while. How did they do against Newcastle whenever they got up against them?
Wait, in their whole time at Sunderland?
Yeah. So the last 10 Sunderland managers,
God.
how many matches that they were in charge of did they lose to Newcastle?
How many matches? Okay.
Yeah.
How many matches? Oh my God.
Did they lose to Newcastle?
I can't.
It's not. Yeah. So just the last 10 managers.
When were they last in the Premier League?
See, that's the better question because
When
so far, they're down in League One right now, aren't they? They're probably 5th or 6th, I think.
So they've had 2. Is this their second or third year in League One?
I want to say third.
They went down straight away. That's 4 years ago. So we're thinking 5 years ago, who was there?
I don't know. Or even 5 years ago, with the Sunderland squad have been good enough to beat Newcastle.
Was they always there in the Premier League?
A little Jermaine Defoe volley and they've got what they want. But
It can't be 5 years. How long has Pickford been at Everton?
I don't know. Probably about 4 years or so, I'd say.
Yeah, that must be.
But at the same time,
I don't know how long their managers were there for as well.
That's it, exactly. It's how long were their managers sticking around?
Because they could have had a manager that was there for 20 years back in 1980. I don't remember.
It's just the last 10 bosses they had.
Okay, we're just taking fact.
Put a number down.
Is it how many matches these 10 managers have lost?
Yeah, collectively to Newcastle.
How many have lost? Okay.
Twice.
Put a number down.
Yeah, we've got one. Oh, that's actually a bit high.
Okay, fine. Yeah.
Number 2. This one was kind of me. I was looking back on our season and I was looking back at Anthony Martial's performances and trying to figure out where it all went wrong in the Premier League. And there was one afternoon where I don't know if you remember, but Manchester United lost 6-1 to Spurs. And there was a talking point in that game. It's a couple of weeks ago now. But I wanted to ask, in his whole time at Tottenham Hotspur, how many times has Eric Lamela been sent off?
Why Eric Lamela? Why no someone got
Because Eric Lamela was the one that slapped Anthony Martial. And I think Lamela's kind of getting a reputation of
a bit dirty.
Yeah, but it's a kind of dirty, but you kind of like him for it. You respect him for it. He's a very obviously skillful, talented player, but he's got that kind of dark side about him. And Mourinho's bringing that out perfectly. So how many red cards has he got in the last 7 years?
I'll tell you what, speaking of Martial, he's brilliant on Football Manager 21. No, I'm doing a beta save with Man United and he is quality. Yeah. He is really good.
That's the thing, he's the best striker in the Premier League.
I'm in and he's got 20 goals for me this season. He's quality.
He's all right.
How many red cards has Eric Lamela got?
It's the pace, that's what it is. So how many reds does he have, Eric Lamela? He's been there 7 years though, which is a bit of a long time. What I love the most about it is obviously
0.
Eric Lamela was obviously brought in as the Gareth Bale. Gareth Bale. Gareth Bale. What am I on about? Oh, I'm having a right breakdown here. Gareth Bale replacement 7 years ago. Part of like when Spurs bought 7 or 8 players for the Bale money. And Gareth Bale's come back to nick his spot. So
the best one they bought then was Soldado. He was absolutely brilliant.
Oh, he's brilliant, yeah. There was some Danish lad they got, but I can't really remember.
Yeah, no, either. But even the fact that we're now linked with him.
Was Soldado the one who only scored penalties?
Yeah, he was awful.
I think so. He was bad.
I think he scored a penalty against Palace or something. That was the only goal. I think, yeah.
Probably, yeah.
How many red cards? I've never remember him getting sent off.
No, but in the last 7 years, I'm not going to remember every players sending
I
off.
reckon you've played a trick question.
Him as a type of player, what do you think?
I'll go 0. I reckon it's a trick question.
Going to go with another one. We'll stop every 5. So which 2 teams have won the second most Bundesliga titles? So not the most, the second most, 2 teams tied. It's obvious the first one's going to be Bayern Munich.
Yeah.
So which 2 teams are tied for second?
I
This one, go on, what was you going to say?
I wonder if it's just like not who we think it is.
I don't know. There's one that's obviously, this might be giving one away, but they're quite a recent big team.
Okay, I've got an answer. Sorry.
Then they're both quite historical. It's a really easy hint that I can do to give away, but I don't know. I'll tell you now. They've won. I think it was 5 Bundesliga titles each. I think it's 5, but it could be wrong. I feel like it's more.
I don't know whether we're right.
I've got answer. I don't know if it's right.
Yeah, they should put something down. Right. And then I was thinking, you know what? This quiz needs something a bit more boring. So I thought, who's the most boring person in football that I could think of? Who's the person I'd least like to listen to have an interview? And it was Claude Puel, the French manager, who's absolutely dreadful. I don't know if any of you remember his interviews. Boring sod in all the football. You can't stand a word he says. But I'm asking you, how many Claude Puel clubs can you name that he's managed?
Oh, gosh. I think
there's 2 English ones.
Are we going to bid for it, or are we just like write them down?
I mean, if you want to like fire them off, you can. I'm not going to say yes or no to them, but there's 2 English clubs and 5 French clubs.
I think I've got the 2 English ones.
Yeah, you confident?
Quite confident.
Because from my memory of his time in England, he never impressed too much, and he kind of seemed like a dull stopgap. It was kind of like when he was at the clubs, you don't really remember anything from that time. You just know they were fine, nothing special.
I think I've got the 2 English ones. Whether
I've got 3. I've got 2 English clubs and I've got 1 French club.
Mm-hmm.
The French club popped into my head when you said it, but I can't remember which one. No, I've lost it.
I don't think of the French teams.
Is it a point for each correct answer here? Or have you got to get them all right for the point?
I'll do a point for each one. Just so it looks like a bigger number at the end and it's really cool.
So I need to write down 8 teams.
Yes.
7.
Oh, 7, yeah, of course.
7. You can leave some off if you really want to. If you only want to like do the ones that, but
no.
I might as well go for as many points as I can.
Some of them, to be fair, he's managed some pretty big French teams.
Yeah, I'm taking guesses on French teams right now. That's what I'm doing.
Yeah, that's exactly the same thing.
Thing is, Claude Puel, he's quite a talented manager. I think we can all safely say that. He plays a fine brand of football, nothing too exciting, nothing too, it's mind-numbingly boring usually, but it's just simple passing play.
Yeah.
But there was kind of that period about 3 or 4 years ago where everyone was like, hang on, this Claude Puel fella, it could be doing something. Maybe he knows his way around football, which obviously he does. I'm not saying he doesn't. But,
all right, I've got 7 teams.
Your name, Sam?
As do I.
Cool. And the 5th question before we have a little stop and recoup. Who is the La Liga all-time top goal scorer?
Oh. If it's who I think,
Right, I don't know why this guy popped into my head, and we're going to go through him.
So the most goals in La Liga history.
I think I've messed up.
You can change it if you want. I'm not going to stop you, but just have a think about it.
I don't know. I can't remember because obviously with Premier League history, we changed the term. I don't know if La Liga.
La Liga's the whole thing.
Yeah, isn't it?
As in, like,
yeah,
I think it went
I'm
all the
still
way
just
back.
going for
I'll
it.
No, I'm going to stick to my guns.
More obvious than you think. Okay, so we're going to go back. We're going to have a rewind and have a look at early questions. The last 10 Sunderland managers, how many games did you think they lost to Newcastle?
I went for 29.
29.
Oh, I put 17.
17. The last 10 Sunderland managers
Loads.
haven't lost a single match to Newcastle. The last 10 are unbeaten against Newcastle.
How?
They just have it over him over there, don't they?
Sorry, Alex.
It would be a good trick question. I thought it might catch you.
Oh, the next one's not a trick question.
Wouldn't have faced Newcastle at all. But yeah, so the last 10 Sunderland managers haven't lost a single match.
They've had 10 managers since they went down.
I don't know, but if there's any that was in the Premier League, they must have won or drawn a couple against Newcastle. I want to just say I don't know if that's completely factually correct. I found it on Twitter. I'm 99% certain.
Yeah.
Sounds about right.
That everything on the internet is right. So
exactly. That's what I got taught in my degree. Okay, Eric Lamela, bit of a bad boy, bit of a skiller. How many red cards has he been given in his time at Spurs? Toby, what was that? 3. Josh?
I went for nothing. I thought this was a trick question.
It's also a trick question. He hasn't been sent off once. He always gets.
Oh no, this was actually to get one right.
He should have been sent off for the punch of Martial. He should have. I mean, I'm standing by it. It's still a grudge that I'm holding. But yeah, somehow he keeps getting away with it. He keeps sweet talking the referees and doing all right for himself.
He takes the lead.
The 2 Bundesliga clubs who have won the second most titles.
I think
What are
we've
we thinking?
both got one the same, I reckon.
Yeah, one of them's, I think, very obvious. The other one might be if you know a bit of German history, maybe, or a good guess. So what are we thinking?
I've gone Dortmund as my first one.
Yeah, same.
That is correct.
Okay, I'll give a little tick for that. Okay. I wasn't too sure on this one, but I went for Schalke.
Schalke, okay.
I went for Werder Bremen just because we signed Per Mertesacker from them.
Bremen. Yeah. Okay, Bremen have been successful in their history, obviously. I think they've got a couple of league titles. But it is Borussia Mönchengladbach with the second.
I thought of them. I didn't do it.
Yeah,
No.
So the 2 Borussias have got the second most.
Going in big.
I just thought it was a nice lineup of 2 Borussia clubs are the second most with the second most titles. So
yeah.
Claude Puel, the most football manager. What clubs have we put down for him?
Leicester.
Yeah.
Southampton.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think he's currently at St Etienne.
He is William Saliba. Or was?
I've gone. Actually, no. Go, Toby. What have you put?
Okay, these were the other 4 were all guesses. So we went for Marseille.
Nope.
No. And then I went for Nice.
Yes, Nice is where he was before he went to Southampton.
That was a guess as well, though, so can't really take the claim. And then I went for FC Metz. I was loving the end.
It's not, but it's a good one. It's a good guess.
And Montpellier.
Montpellier, unfortunately not. You're kind of like hitting all around the different French clubs that are kind of that top half of the table. Which is
That's what I was thinking. Just all the ones that aren't as good as PSG, but still up there.
I've gone for Nantes.
No.
Bordeaux.
No.
Lorient.
No.
And PSG.
No.
Fine, so I've got 3.
It's the 3 of the most obvious ones as well that aren't PSG. It's Monaco, Lille, Lyon, Nice, Southampton, Leicester, St Etienne.
I didn't want to put those because they're the 4 obvious ones.
Yeah, you just go to like the mid-table.
Right,
and
yeah.
like, add it way up. You got quite lucky. You got some big clubs.
You take the 4 on that. That's all right.
And then this one's a real toughie. This one. If someone's got it wrong, I'm disappointed. La Liga
no.
goal
Don't say
scorer.
that.
Who do we put? Say something. Say someone. Toby
Go on,
first.
I don't want to say it because I think I'm
Neither
wrong.
do I.
One of you's got to go first. Come on, Toby.
I put Raul, the Real Madrid.
So did I.
Is it Messi?
Look, there's this little Argentinian footballer.
Overall as well.
I knew I'd trick you with it. I knew I'd make you think way too hard.
Oh, he's
Lionel Messi's obviously going to be the La Liga top goal scorer. He scores like 1 billion goals a season.
Yeah.
I think we drew that round.
See, I thought, do you know what? If I put that in, you might overthink it and go, hang on, maybe he's being a bit smart.
What's he on though? What is rule 1? Let's find out.
I didn't actually search that up.
Top goal scorers.
Plus, Raul spent time at obviously Schalke and things like this. So Messi has more time in La Liga.
He's in 5th.
Okay, not bad.
He got 228. But Messi's on 420, so there's a bit of a difference.
Yeah, he's done all right, that lad.
Yeah, he made a name for himself, to be fair.
Yeah. Right, how many points have you got?
6.
6. Okay, this is respectable. It's respectable.
It's okay.
I've only got 5.
5. Okay, it's close. It's close. Right then, going to the next lot. I kind of tried to stack these so they got a little bit harder each time, but I don't really know how well they go.
Oh,
So next, how old is RB Leipzig manager Julian Nagelsmann? He's known as being one of the youngest in the game. Brilliant tactical mind. Shame he couldn't do it against United. But how old is he?
I'll go with that.
He's been there for I've known about him for like 3 or 4 years now, and he's always been the next biggest.
Yeah. He's like Alexandre Pato, where he's just forever going to stay 21. I don't care when his birthday is. He's always young in my eyes. Just give it. I'm not even going to allow any leeway, but have a think. If he's one of the youngest and you've only known about him 3 or 4 years, shove a number down. Go for it.
I've got my dad. I don't think I'm right.
Okay. Next one. Which team would win the La Liga all-time table? So of all-time La Liga, all games played, who would have the most points? This one's obviously going to be
It's between 2.
a pretty big club. But yeah, I just thought, you never know. Now, speaking of La Liga and some pretty good La Liga managers, Jose Mourinho, he's done all right for himself. He seems to know what he's doing when it comes to managing football teams. How long and how many games is Jose Mourinho's longest unbeaten run at home? This can span across multiple clubs. How many games do you reckon it is?
I remember seeing the thing where it's obviously quite a few years, but how many games? That's what we've got to figure out. But then, I don't know how. Yeah, because you can work out the amount of games in each season, but then how does it go into the next one as well?
It's a pretty impressive record. Do you know what? I'll give you a hint because you'll need it for the next question anyways. The run came to an end whilst he was manager of Real Madrid.
Right.
So obviously before then he was at Inter Milan, Chelsea.
I've got my answer.
Yep.
Yeah.
Shove a number down. How many games?
Yeah.
Okay. This is kind of like a bonus point question almost. So he lost it when he was at Real Madrid, finally succumbed to an opponent at home. But who did he lose to at home?
It's too obvious to be Barcelona, surely.
I can promise you, it's not Barcelona.
Okay.
If you get this, I'll be amazingly surprised. You get 5 points if you get this right. Now,
I reckon it's like a bait and it's like a Champions League game or something.
No, was it in the league? Or was it
this
overall?
this one I think is either in the league or in the cup.
Oh, so it's a domestic thing. It's not.
It's a domestic game. Yeah.
Oh.
But when you think about it, Mourinho's had like some mad home records. He obviously had a brilliant one at Chelsea. Sometimes being a defensive manager, I think, does well for himself, and that's obviously going to push into the top of the game.
Oh, were they even in the league at that time? Oh,
this is tough, man. I was having fun with my world.
Yeah, this is my whole thing. I was like, do you know what? Let's make this proper difficult. Why not?
I'll go for them, but no, I don't know whether they were in the league at the time.
Shove something down.
Actually, you know what? Running back, we know who we're going for.
You'll get it wrong.
Then. I'm probably going to get it wrong.
Okay, next one. This one's another two-parter. And then we'll call it after this and have a little bit of a rewind. Speaking on the La Liga front, João Felix lit up the world this season, start of the season. But how much did he cost Atletico Madrid? You can answer either in euros or pounds. The number's obviously going to be different because of exchange rate, but I'll give it to you if you can get one of the numbers.
Right. I've got the figure in my head from what I remember, but it's whether it was euros or pounds.
It's fine either way.
But
he's the second most expensive teenager of all time, I think.
Because he's going to Spain, they were obviously euros, so I'm going to stick with the euros on mine.
It's between two. It's between two. 10 million apart.
You're right. You look like I'm giving you a breakdown, and we're only like 10 questions in.
Okay. Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, so think of this fee. How many La Liga goals has he scored? How much have Atletico got back so far?
Because he's actually doing all right now, wasn't he?
He's doing all right now, yeah.
He wasn't great last year when they bought him. For what was
we'll just check
for how expensive it was, I don't know if this is the same for you guys, but he was one of those players. It was quite like, when Renato Sanchez went to Bayern Munich. Yeah. It was one of those, and I thought, how have they paid that much for him? Because obviously they're a good player. They did well on an international stage, which pushed the move. But I don't know. They do seem like a lot of the time. And I think a lot of young players do get that price boost when it comes to international tournaments. Renato Sanchez went after, I think it was a good 2016 Euros, wasn't it? And then he went on loan to Swansea, and he just didn't do too well.
Oh, yeah, it was awful. Really awful.
How many goals has he scored in La Liga since joining last year? Got a number?
Yeah.
Got a number.
Pick something out. You'll be all right.
Will we? Okay.
I believe in you.
Blind faith.
Right, okay. So, babyface Julian Nagelsmann, one of the best dressed managers in football. How old do you think he is?
I'm 36.
I went 37.
37? He's younger than it both. He's 33. And he's managing RB Leipzig.
See, I thought he was 33 when I first heard of him.
I think he was about 28 when he first took over at Hoffenheim as caretaker or something.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is weird when you think about it, because there's probably like players that are about 37, 38 in his squad.
Yeah.
You know, who wins?
It's like when I took over Arsenal and Football Manager at the age of 18. But what can I say?
It was a magnificent achievement for you, to be fair.
It was.
Who wins the La Liga all-time table?
Real Madrid.
I went Real Madrid. Yeah.
You both went Madrid? You're both correct. It is. I could maybe fool you with the Lionel Messi being all-time top goal scorer. I lean you towards Barcelona more. And of course, Real Madrid was when Mourinho lost this unbeaten streak that we were speaking of. But how many games do you reckon it was leading up to it? Unbeaten at home, could be across multiple clubs.
I've messed this up, I think.
I went for 180, which is quite a lot.
180.
Oh, God. I thought I overshot it with 46.
46.
No, it was longer than that. It was literally like 8 years, wasn't it?
I can confirm the closest is Toby at the minute. It was across 9 years from 2002 to 2011. He didn't lose a game at home. It was 150 games pretty much on the dot, I believe, from my research. But who did he lose it against? What do we say?
I went for Malaga.
Malaga's a good time. That's a good shout. Back then, they would have had
I said Sociedad.
Sociedad, not bad shout. This one was impossible. I just wanted to laugh at you two. It's Sporting Gijon.
Oh,
in Santiago Bernabeu. So I thought we'll make it.
Yeah, because as you were saying, no, we were never going to get it. So I thought I'd go for like a lower team now, but
I thought I'd push you. Okay, João Felix, one of the brightest youngsters, Portuguese teammate to Cristiano Ronaldo. How much did he cost Atletico? What are we saying? What are we thinking? This was kind of in those summers where football went mad on the transfer market.
Yeah.
Like hundreds of millions.
I was torn between 119 million and 129, but I went for 129 million euros.
Okay.
I thought it was 79 or 89. I went with 89.
Okay. Neither of you got the exact number, but I'm going to give Toby the point because it was 126 euros. And if you flip that 9 upside down, it kind of works.
Yeah.
So, but it's a lot of money for a teenager at the time. 19 years old. Imagine if you was told right now that a Spanish team would come in for you for 119 million pounds or 126. Sorry.
Ridiculous, isn't it?
Insane numbers. Insane.
I'm moving to Madrid.
How many players you could have bought with that if they just split it up a little bit? Never mind. But how many La Liga goals has he scored? What's his return looking like?
I
went for 11.
8. I don't know.
It's 11. Bang on. Bang on 11.
I've had a disaster.
The guesses are coming in. No clue.
I think the best part of this stat is last year he scored 6 goals. This year he's already scored 5, and we're just in November.
Yeah.
So he's already kicked on quite well. 11 overall. That's about £10 million for every goal scored so far, which is not so great. But you think with how young he is, it's going to increase in future.
Yeah, definitely.
Cool. We're going to leave it there. We're going to reload our Zoom call, and we're going to come back with the second half of the quiz, where we're talking Thomas Müller, Nicolas Anelka, and a Bundesliga club that a certain special Newcastle player used to play for.
Right, we'll catch you after the break. Oh. Hello, welcome back to part 2 of Footy Talks Quiz, episode 4, I think it is. I'm taking on Toby and James's quiz, and it's proving exceptionally hard. I've got a set of 7 points from 2 rounds, which isn't great, but it proves how hard James has made this quiz, which is always fun. Toby, what about you? What are you on?
I've taken the lead with a little clutch up on the La Liga categories there, but I'm still only on 8, so we can't really get ahead of ourselves here. But it's proven to be a difficult one, James.
It's all right. I wanted to make it difficult. I wanted to make it tough. I wanted you to think, have like a good proper mind stress on a Friday afternoon.
We're
going to go straight back in with a pretty tough question. And I like kind of pointing out what could be the obvious, whilst it might not be at the same time, but it also could be the obvious. Who's won the most Ligue 1 titles? The worst French pronunciation of one ever, but who's won the most titles from us? because there's some pretty big teams in there when you think about it. Local teams. Of course, in the women's game, you'd put your life savings on it being Lyon. But in the men's game, what are we thinking?
It's a hard one. Because I don't know whether you're just trying to throw us off and it's the obvious answer here.
I mean, how long have the obvious answer we're all talking about is obviously PSG. How long have they been around? About 7 years now?
Yeah, but haven't
Like
they won it? All of them, apart from one, obviously.
Yep, Monaco, of course. But before then, they still had the likes of
exactly.
around.
Didn't Clivert play for them at one point?
So did Ronaldinho, didn't he?
I think so,
yeah. Played there before Barcelona moved.
Ronaldinho and Mikel Arteta linking up in the PSG midfield, you know it.
What a team.
Oh, my God.
So who's won the most Ligue 1 titles? It could be PSG. It also couldn't be, but it also could be. Could be, what's some other teams? Or it could be Claude Puel's Lyon, Saint Etienne, Nice, Monaco.
It's between PSG and
I've got mine.
For me, stuff it. Let's go.
I've one of them down. You'll be all right. Okay, we're going to go back to Germany, back to the Bundesliga. Speaking about a very special Raumdeuter, Thomas Müller. He's a confusing player to many, who I think kind of gets a bit disrespected when it comes to his technical skill. And he's really praised well for his mental skill and how he reads the game. So the Space Invader, as he likes to call himself, how many goals did he score in his best prolific season in the league? Because he's had some mad seasons. Last year he did really well on the assist front, and he's always seemed to find his spot in that Bayern Munich team.
Are we talking league goals or threat over the whole season?
I believe it's league goals.
Oh God, that changes.
Okay, we'll go. Actually, no, that seems too high.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Are you sure?
I don't
Could
know.
he maybe have had a season where he just goes absolutely mad one?
Fine.
Okay.
This was my first instinct. I'll stick.
We'll stick with it. I don't know how right it's going to be. A lovely prime number though. But...
Yeah. Okay, from one goal scorer to the next, we're talking Brazilian goalkeepers. Rodrigo Ceni, Sao Paulo goalkeeper. I'm sure we've all heard of him. Free kick and penalty specialist. But how many goals did he score in his time at Sao Paulo? I'll give you 5 leeway on this one.
How long was
For some
he
reason,
there?
150 popped in my head. But if he's banged in 150 free kicks, then he's an absolute beast.
Well, I'm worried about my stat now.
No, surely not.
I don't know. I'm not sure. I've got a number down here, and I'm going to stick with it. And if it's wrong, I'm blaming Google.
Stick with it.
Right, let's go.
All right, we're just going for it. Why not?
Got it down? Sure. Okay. We're going to go back to the what clubs did he play for game. We're going for something a bit harder this time.
Okay.
Well, a bit boring, bit of a non-entertaining player. But when it comes to entertaining players and exciting footballers and personalities, I don't think you can. It's hard to top Nicolas Anelka. Prolific forward, great man off the pitch as well. I haven't watched the Netflix documentary yet, but I'm yet to. I'm going to. But can you name all the clubs that Nicolas Anelka's played for?
Probably not, because there's about 50 billion.
I'm going to say he's a bit of a journeyman, isn't he? He's played for half the Premier League. There's some teams in here when I was thinking about it, and I was like, hang on, I know he's played for a few. Let's have a look. And there's some, and this question I seem to Google every year, and still, it's so surprising me.
Wait, can you give us the amount of clubs it is?
I will. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I believe it's 12.
12?
Yep.
I've only got half.
Oh, yeah, I got 5 at the minute. I don't know if they're all right.
And his first club he did go back to at one point in his career.
Oh, where did we...
7.
What are we thinking? Throw some names out. Help each other out.
No.
Where do we most remember? No, where do we most remember Nicolas Anelka?
Well, Toby, are we helping each other or are we going for points?
I don't know. What are we doing here?
Well, I'm sure there's one that you're both going to get, and it's from When I Remember, Nicholas Nelka. So I'll give you this one for free if you haven't got it somehow. But his time at Chelsea is kind of one of those, is the only time that I really remember him as this kind of striker who was getting nearer the end of his career, but still doing fine now and then. I've got his goal record. At Chelsea, he played 125 games, scored 38. There was a podcast I was listening to last week, Filthy Fellas podcast, and he was one of the two best duos in Premier League history. Him and I think it was either Ida Johnson or but he's been around, hasn't he? Been in some weird clubs as well for Nicholas Anelka.
Yeah,
I want to say there was
actually it might be these. This is one of the ones because obviously is he still playing now? Is he retired now? Surely.
I believe he's retired now.
Yeah, but he did play obviously for quite long. So
yeah.
Did he just scatter himself around all the other little clubs in the
pretty much? I believe he started in 96 or so, 97. Okay. Ended in 2015. A very obscure club.
I've got how many? 1, 2. That's 5. I've got 9 at the minute, and I cannot think of any more that I possibly think he could have gone.
I've got 10, and you said there's 12.
Yeah. Your 10 definite ones. Mine are not.
Don't have to, as long as you're confident with the ones that you've got at the minute.
Yeah, we can just go with them because all the other ones are just going to be complete guesses. So
right. I'm scraping the barrel with some of these.
You never know. We'll have an answer answer recap right now and a little roundup. We'll drop back. Who's won the most Ligue 1 titles?
I just went for PSG. I just thought.
Yeah.
I think PSG. You both went PSG. It's Claude Puel's Saint Etienne. It's the Claude Puel episode. It's Saint Etienne have the most Ligue 1 titles. They're really rich history when you look into the club. But Ligue 1's quite interesting in the fact that I think they've only got 10 titles to their name.
Oh, man.
And they're still the most. Thomas Muller, how many did he score in the league in his best goal scoring season? What are we thinking?
I went for 17.
I put 24.
Ooh. It's somewhere in the middle. He scored 20 goals in the league in 2015. I'm giving neither of you the point because I'm harsh.
Yeah, that's...
but he's done quite well for himself when you think about the longevity of his career. There's a place. But Rodrigo Ceni for Sao Paulo, how many goals did he score? I know you said 150 earlier, Toby. Did you change it after me a bit shocked?
We stuck with it. I don't think it's right because there's no way he's banged in 150 free kicks or penalties. But just in case, I have to stick with it.
I'm sticking with my leeway of 5. So, Fletch.
I put 75.
75. Unfortunately, neither of you have got it. It's a massive 131 goals.
Oh, that is very good.
131 for a goalkeeper. My housemate is a goalkeeper when he plays for uni team in Sunday League. Yeah. And we were saying earlier, imagine if a goalkeeper steps up to take a 40-yarder against you and puts it top bins. How embarrassing is that going to be?
What happens when you miss and it hits the wall and you sprint back?
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, I guess in training they were probably like, as long as you get it over the wall, we don't care where it goes. Just don't let it go to the other
It's either got to go in or just go off target.
Yeah, just go for it. Just whack it, lad. Nicholas Anelka, journeyman. You had quite a few clubs between the two of you.
Yeah.
Well, how do we want to do this? Do we want to go one of you say it and the other say if they've got it too?
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay.
So we both put Chelsea like we said earlier, so I assume that's right.
Yeah.
Arsenal.
Yeah.
Yes.
Bolton.
Correct.
I didn't have Bolton.
06, 08. 21
Man
goals.
City.
Man City is correct.
Juventus.
2 games on loan, yes.
I didn't get Juventus. That is a joke. That's ridiculous. I need to. I've been stacking on this. I need to brush up my Anelka knowledge.
I think as part of me has said he had a short spell at Real Madrid, but I don't think that's right.
Yeah.
He did. 99 to 2000, 19 games, 2 goals at Madrid.
PSG?
He did. It's where he started his career and went back after Real Madrid.
I had some weird thing telling me he played in India. I think he played.
He did.
I put Mumbai. I don't think it was for Mumbai.
Toby, did you have anything like that?
I had a few like guesses at foreign countries ones, but not anyone from India.
Okay, I can confirm Mumbai City FC, he did play for them. That is correct.
And then I just got silly and I put, I thought he went abroad again, so I put Al Saad. I don't think that's right.
Unfortunately not.
Monaco, I thought he had another spell in.
Yeah, I went Monaco.
No, I don't believe he played for them.
I put Inter Milan.
Nope.
And I put Sunderland just because I wanted to round off the 12.
No.
Okay. The ones
Toby,
that
do you have any others?
Yeah. West Brom.
He did, 2013 to 14, 2 goals for them.
The only reason I remember that is because he did a very controversial celebration whilst playing for them. Remember that one?
True, yes, of course. I think that the weirdest thing that I remember about that is his non-rare card on like 2014.
Yeah, I went for Newcastle as well. I wasn't too sure. I thought we'd just chuck it in there.
Unfortunately not.
I went for Ruben Kazan. You know, that was one of the guesses.
Unfortunately, it isn't, but that's like, if that was real, that would be a mad guess.
And then we have 2 more just guesses. With Al Ali, because I thought, maybe they did a brief stint in Saudi Arabia. And
unfortunately not.
I'm going to absolutely butcher the pronunciation of the name, but the Anzi Makalaka one.
Oh, yes, the Samuel Eto'o and Willian classic.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, he didn't. But it's a good guess.
Yeah.
I think there's only a couple that you guys missed off. I think you only missed off 3 between the 2 of you. They were 2001 to 2002. He had a loan spell at Liverpool.
It was between Liverpool and Sunderland.
He also played for Fenerbahce in 05-06 before he's moved to Bolton. And in 2012, 2013, he had a spell in China at Shanghai Shenhua.
Okay.
We'll
take 8 on that round. I'm quite happy with that.
At least he got paid out.
Coming clutch here.
Well, we got the last 5 questions now, I believe. These ones, one of them, I asked my housemate, and he got straight away, and I would have had no clue. So,
wow, pressure on. If we get this wrong, we're getting replaced from the podcast by James.
So last week, I mentioned briefly that this might be a European football quiz.
Yeah.
So I want to know how much of your recent European football knowledge you brushed up on. So who is second in Serie A right now? Or is there any teams that you have seen in on Twitter and the news that are doing quite well at the minute in Italy?
I've been looking.
I think
we'll go for the guess, but we have absolutely no clue.
There's a certain 39-year-old bloke who's doing all right, but his team isn't second.
Yeah.
Zlatan Ibrahimovic. Apparently he does on though. He's got the best XG in the league, and he's fired Milan up to first. So it's not him, or it's not Milan. It's someone else. This one's kind of one of those where you're thinking there's going to be a managerial masterclass going on. Next, we'll move on. Speaking of Premier League legends with Nicolas Anelka, Happy Cisse. I was thinking about him the other day. I don't know why. It was just that goal against Petr Cech. I think I didn't repeat on YouTube.
Such a good goal. Oh
I was just sitting there for 3 hours just scrolling back to the start.
Oh.
So he was absolutely brilliant in his time at Newcastle, a bit of a cult figure.
Yep.
But who did he join from Germany? Which football club in Germany?
Oh my God.
I have no clue with this. I just thought, I saw it, I was like, that's pure interest in that. So there's a couple that I doubt he would have played for Bayern Munich.
Yeah.
I don't really see him in black and yellow.
No.
it's a good little mid-table, bottom of the table side. But when you think about it, the Bundesliga does have some like pretty good exports. They're known for producing some good players who maybe don't quite hit the beats, but they're quite the cult figures. But then again, they also have Joel Lintons who don't do particularly great. Right, we'll move on. There's an Egyptian bloke called Mo Salah. I don't know if you've heard of him.
No.
I only know Mo and Nene.
Of course, we all know that he used to play for Chelsea before Liverpool. And Chelsea messed up, sold him on. But first, and kind of a attempt to rejuvenate his career, they sent him out on loan. They sent him out on loan as part of a part exchange deal for a footballer who they brought in. But which footballer was Mo Salah part of a part exchange for? Loan agreement, I think it must have been about 2015 or so.
Got it.
Do you want a hint for it?
No.
Toby?
Got it.
No.
I have no clue, and you've got it.
I'll keep my mouth shut.
Yes, I'd like the hint.
You like a hint? The player is playing at an elite European club right now. First team football as well.
Really?
That's all I mean. So it's not like a complete flop.
Yeah. And did he come in on a loan to Chelsea, or was Salah sent out on loan?
Mo Salah was going the other way, so Chelsea was sending Mo Salah to get someone in on a permanent deal.
So who went for Chelsea? Who's played for Chelsea now? Well, not now. Who was playing for Chelsea now?
This guy, it's fair to say he didn't have the best career at Chelsea. Would you agree, Fletch?
For what was expected, he didn't perform.
No, certainly. If you're thinking about a different player, this can be jokes. But I think you might have the right player.
Oh, boys, I really don't have a clue.
I'm quite confident.
Have a guess down. I think it's someone. It's not
Yeah, I'm
Nicholas
just trying to think
Anelka.
who's actually played for Chelsea during that time that is now.
It's definitely
doing
not
it.
Cornwell.
Right,
move on.
yeah. Okay, we'll move on.
Right, someone. Heung-min Son obviously has been lighting up the Premier League. Been lighting up the international stage too when he plays for South Korea. But whether he can get South Korea back to their best is yet to be seen. What was South Korea's best finish in a World Cup?
Oh, it was. Oh my god.
It would be jokes if this was like second place in a group stage. But
No, it's between two. It's between two different rounds, and I'm not sure which one it was.
I'm still trying to think about that Chelsea player. Who could have actually?
I think I had him in my ultimate team for a few weeks.
This year?
It was a brilliant card on FIFA. It was so good.
Yeah.
If we're thinking of the right player, if we're not, then it's just really embarrassing.
Yeah, he's got a bit of pace about him, for definite. A bit of flair.
Still
No clue.
not on it.
Well, Heung-min Son, South Korea, stick down where you think their best finish is in a World Cup. And we'll move on to the last question.
Of the hardest football quiz on the internet.
The hardest football quiz on the internet. And this is going to be the one that you go, oh, yeah, well, this is obvious, James. Why wouldn't you know this? So this one, obviously, I was looking over the Premier League, seeing who the rivals Manchester City have got knocking about for him right now. Gabriel Jesus. He's kind of not lived up to the most expectations, but he's still a fairly young player. But who did he join Manchester City from?
It's between two.
Which football club?
Oh, I think I've gone the wrong one.
I think I'm pretty sure I know the name. I just can't remember how to spell it nor pronounce it. So we're just going to get.
I think we've gone for the same team then.
I feel like this is absolute bullying, by the way, this whole quiz. I feel so sorry, but it's been a right laugh to make and see you guys struggle.
So,
if any listeners have got anything better than these two, let us know, because I fully appreciate you. sticking around this long and also for somehow doing this quiz. Okay, we ready to go back? Final YouTube rewind.
Let's do it.
Who did you guys say was second in Serie A right now?
I went for Lazio. Don't know if they are, but
It's a good guess.
I went Atalanta.
Another good guess. It's actually Sassuolo.
Oh, mate, look. Can you see that? I wrote that down as like it's between those two.
Fair play. Unlucky, but do you know what? I'll give it. You had them down on the page. I'll give it.
Do you know? They always do well. They did really well on my FM save last year, and they were always like there or thereabouts. So I just guessed it.
Fair. Yeah, they're somehow doing all right. Domenico Berardi seems to be kicking on, finally reaching some of the promise. He has done for a couple of years, but
I've just given all my answers away as well. I just clocked.
No. Papi Cisse joined Newcastle from a Bundesliga club, but who? Who do we say?
I thought he was going to join quite a few players now, or strikers even, that have left Hoffenheim to come to the Prem. But whether he did or not, I don't actually know.
It's a good guess.
I went Mainz.
Mainz, another good guess. Unfortunately, neither of those. It was Freiburg. I don't know how I would have expected you to get it, but yeah, Freiburg of all clubs. It's one of those ones where I don't remember the transfer at the time, obviously. Yeah. He's kind of one of those that you only realise is good when he's played in the league for a while. You probably see Newcastle sign a striker from Freiburg and you think, he's all right. He'll do nothing against us. We're Chelsea. And then a little later on.
Boys, we did actually get the player, and after seeing Fletcher's answers, I'm pretty sure I was right as well then.
Oh, okay.
You copied my answer.
No. I've got the reasoning how I got it as well. I've got the reasoning how I got it.
Was it me giving it away with FIFA?
There was that, pretty much, and because when back a long time ago, I went into a FIFA tournament. This was FIFA 17 at the start of it. I came second, by the way. Out of 24 people, we came second, lost in the final. Yeah. And you could only play as Prem teams. And I went as Chelsea because they had this little Colombian man on the right, very, very fast. Squadrado. Yeah, doing bits. So that's what I went.
Fiorentina magic. I think when I always think of Mo Salah in Italy, it's always Roma.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was thinking, did they send him out on loan to Roma first, or was it?
Yeah. Little spell of Fiorentina where they got Juan Cuadrado in for I think it was about £25 million. Didn't do quite so well, but now he's a converted wingback under Andrea Pirlo, who I'm modelling my hair on, or at least trying to. And he's doing all right for himself. I'm happy because I like him as a player. South Korea, best finish in a World Cup. What are we thinking?
It was either semis or quarterfinals when they hosted it.
Oh man, I went for round of 16.
I put semi-finals, but my gut saying it's quarterfinals.
Okay. What happens after a semi-finals, Fletch?
They didn't go to the final, did they?
They didn't. No. But what still happens after a semi-final?
You get a third place playoff.
Okay. No. Do you think they won or lost that third place playoff? This is for double points. Do you want to do all or nothing, or just stick with your 1 point?
They lost the third place playoff, James.
They lost it. They got fourth in 2002. So unlucky for them, but that's still a brilliant finish for the country. I think it was a home tournament as well, which must have been fantastic. And now they got a player as talented as Heung-min Son, who hopefully could.
I think I might lose this one, boys.
Yeah. It's been clutch the whole game. It's been tight.
It's been good.
The final one. I completely forgot this. And I just thought, you know what, they might just go for any Brazilian club. So who did Gabriel Jesus used to play for before City?
I can't remember if this is how you say it, but it's like Palmeiras, something like that. Yeah.
It was. How does everyone know this? I didn't know this. Yet everyone of ours is like, oh yeah, of course, Palmeiras.
It was them or Santos, and I thought Neymar was Santos, and I thought he didn't play for the same team that Neymar played in.
Yeah.
That's why.
I just remember when they signed him, and I thought, who are they signing this little Brazilian kid for so much?
I was hoping it would be who's the bloke that plays for? I think it's Flamengo now. Brazilian who plays for. Yeah, that's it. I was hoping you'd get them confused a little bit because he's done all right at Flamengo now, but I think it's Flamengo anyway.
He was so good on FM about 4 years ago.
Yeah, and now he's just he's good to buy as a solid super sub. So
yeah,
you never know. But yeah, so how did you both do? How did you get on in total?
If we're counting those double points, I've got 13. No, I've not got 13. That's a lie.
I was happy there for a sec.
There was a hint of hope in Toby's eyes.
Yeah, I was like,
I've got 7. I've got 6 plus 1 is 7. Plus 8 is 15. Plus 6 is, I'm terrible at maths.
Welcome to maths with Fletch.
23.
You'll stop there.
23? 23.
Okay, 23. Toby?
15.
15, that's still good. That's still good.
Hold on.
World football. Congratulations to you both. Thank you very much for playing along.
Nicholas and Elka.
Yeah, it'd be my amusement for the afternoon as I laugh at you with how difficult these questions are. But hopefully you've learned something from the podcast, and that's what I wanted.
Well, definitely. I learned that I know more about Nicholas and Elka's playing career than I do about anything else.
To be fair, I've learned that my Claude Puel managerial knowledge isn't awful. We've got the 4 out of 7. Right. We'll take that. We'll take that.
So, yeah.
The most I scored in that quiz was that Anelka question. I got 8. I got 8 on that question, and that's more than I got in any round combined.
Yeah, as I only got 5 on that question. So
well, thank you, James, for doing that.
Thank you very much.
It's the first quiz I've taken part in, and I've won it, which is good omen, hopefully. Well done, Toby, fierce competitor. And yeah, the international break is over. We will be back to proper podcasts for the next many weeks. And then, yeah, thank you for watching. Share it, like, subscribe, and make sure you listen to the proper podcast full episodes when they come out again soon. Thank you. Goodbye.
Cheers.